Welcome to Engineering Knowledge. In this video, we will discuss Butterworth filter, that is all-pole analog filter, and we will further design Butterworth filter using bilinear transformation into digital filters. Butterworth filters are generally analog filters, all-pole analog filters, and the formula for Butterworth filter is given by expression is G square ohm, where ohm is that analog frequency. G square ohm is equal to H J ohm and square magnitude square H J ohm into H complex conjugate J ohm is equal to G naught square upon 1 plus J ohm upon J ohm C, and 2 raised to power n, capital N, 1 upon it also 1 upon 1 plus J ohm upon J ohm C raised to power 2n. This is a general formula, general design formula given by Butterworth in 1930, and here n is order of filter, omega c is the cutoff frequency, which is approximately minus 3 dB frequencies. G naught are the DC gains, and this is gain. G ohm is gain. HS is transfer function. HS or H J omega are the transfer function, and further, this is the expression which it is used for. We have designed for LPF, low pass filter. That suppose this is the magnitude and this is the frequency, normalized frequency, omega upon omega c, ohm upon ohm c, you can say. And now filters order are, as you can see that more the order, it will more precise to the truncation. It will more truncation at the boundary. N equal to 2, N equal to 4. Further orders will move here. Next order will move here, and so on. So better is the truncation, better is the transition if order is increased. Further, for if suppose omega is very greater than omega c cutoff frequency, then in this expression can be realized using approximation method, that is Hj ohm square is approximately equal to, if this term is very large, then it can be negligible in one is negligible in comparison to this term, so only this term will be taken out, omega upon omega ohm c, and it is about 2n. It is the approximation case. Now further, how a Butterworth filter is designed? We must have some specification of Butterworth filter, that is for the design procedure we must have some design specification, that we must have the passband edge. Where should the passband edge? Where should be the stop band edge? Where is the passband will start? Where will the stop band will start? And what is the maximum passband attenuation? What is the minimum stop band attenuation? These four factors, these four specifications must be given. And we will represent maximum passband attenuation by 1 upon 1 plus epsilon square under root, and minimum stop band attenuation is given by 1 upon A. Okay, and this is the maximum passband at omega equal to ohm p, and maximum stop band at ohm equal to ohm s. That is when it becomes ohm p. This must be this expression must become 1 upon 1 plus epsilon square, and when it is ohm is equal to ohm s, that is at stop band frequency, this expression must become 1 upon A. So these four specifications must be given to design any Butterworth filter. Okay, further, these four specifications must be used to compute filter order, and we have to find what? We have to find the filter order, N, 3 dB cutoff frequencies, ohm C, filter transfer function, H, S or H, J ohm. Okay, so from first equation, after comparing the first equation and from third equation, from this equation and from the general value, comparing 1 and 3, three of the specification, comparing these two equations, we have the first set of result. H J ohm P is equal to 1 upon 1 plus ohm P upon ohm C raised to power 2n and under the root, because it is square. You have noticed that it is square. When is this square root is to be taken out, then it should be an under root. This square can be released by square root here. Okay. So that is what comparing Hj ohm from here, square root value, and Hj ohm equal to 1 upon 1 plus epsilon square under root. So this equation becomes Hj ohm P, that is at passband edge frequency, 1 upon 1 plus, we will put ohm is equal to ohm P in the expression, ohm P upon omega ohm S, and 2 raised to power n under root is equal to 1 upon 1 plus epsilon E square. Comparing these two results, we will have the first result. You can compare directly and find out that this term must be equal to this term, obviously. And after comparing this term, it becomes epsilon is equal to ohm P upon ohm S raised to power n. Or It is very good equation. Further, we can put this equation in log form. After applying the log in both sides and multiplying, we will have this value n equal to log epsilon upon log epsilon ohm p minus log ohm c. Okay, it is just applying the log in this equation and we will have this equation. Further, this equation, this is a log form equation, can be written in this equation again by taking the cross multiplying. After cross multiplying and finding the log omega c in one of the side, then it becomes, all three equations are same basically. This is the linear equation, normal equation, this is the logarithmic equation, and this is nothing but the same equation in different form. So all three equations can be called as number equation 2. Similarly, at stop band, we have the second equation, second specification at stop band. We will again compare this equation from this general value and putting the omega is equal to omega s, ohm s is equal to ohm is equal to ohm s. Okay, and j ohm s is equal to 1 upon 1 plus ohm s upon ohm c raised to power 2n equal to 1 upon a square. Okay, here we have used the term 1 upon a. So if we square it, then it becomes 1 upon a square. Okay, so again comparing these two equations, and we will have this result after doing the method that denominator should be equal to same and denominator is same. So after comparing this equation, it is the linear numeric equation, and further we can do log to find the n from the power. Then we will have the log equation here, and further this equation can be written in this equation, equation number 3 after cross multiplying. The method is same. So all three equations are equation number 3. All three equations are equation number 2. Okay, we have two equations from specification given already. Okay, now simple, putting equation number 2 into equation number 3 or equation number 3 into equation number 2, or equating both the equations are same. Because it is log ohm c, it is log ohm c, you can put both the same equation or simply putting the log ohm c here. By any means, you can just solving these two equations, and I can equate equations or put 3 into 2. Further, we will, after putting the equations, we have this n. Or I have shown using the pencil that this log ohm c from equation number 3 can be put here. This log ohm c from equation number 3 can be put here in equation number 2, and we have this equation n equal to log epsilon upon log ohm p minus log ohm s. It means this is the complete equation. Simple, putting, don't make it so complex. It is simple method that just put the log ohm c here, and then we have this n, value of n. Further, we can cross multiply this value, and we will cross multiply this value, and taking out n common, we can cross multiply this value. You know that this log ohm p minus log ohm s will become log ohm p upon log o upon s, that is ohm p divided by ohm s. It is simple property of log, that log a minus log b is equal to log a by b. Further, this term will be cross multiplied here, n is multiplied by this 1 upon n term will become 1. So you can find the value of n using cross multiplying simply, and this n after cross multiplying equation becomes this one, and further we can find the n. It will go here, and further this is log epsilon minus log under root a square minus 1, and again log a minus log b will become log a upon b. The formula is same, and this term will be divided, that is log epsilon upon under root a square minus 1 upon log ohm p upon ohm s. And this is the final equation. By solving equation number 2 and equation 3, and we have the n, value of n, that is order of filter. Now it must be obviously fraction. So this fraction yielded by equation number 4 must be rounded up to the next integer value. If it is 1.4, it will be considered 2. If it will be 2.3, it will be considered 3. Okay, it must be rounded off by next integer value. Okay. Now for again putting value of finding the omega c, ohm c, you can just put the value of equation number 4, that is value of n, in any of the equation, that is 2 or 3. You can find the ohm c, because ohm p is given, epsilon is now not given, but it had to be find out. Okay, this is given, epsilon A is given basically. Okay, so okay, epsilon is also given. Okay, yes, epsilon is also given because it is the maximum pass band attenuation and it is already given. Maximum, this is maximum pass band attenuation. So just putting the equation number 4 from order n in the equation number 2 or equation number 3, we will have the value of omega ohm c. So I have not put here, but a fact is that because we have rounded up to the next integer value, so as n is rounded, so if we put equation number 4, that is n, into equation number 2, we will meet specification number 3, because equation number 2 is from specification number 3, equation number 3 from specification number 4. Okay, equation number 2 comes out from specification number 3. This is specification number 3, and equation number 3 comes out from equation number 4, that is specification number 4. Okay, so if we put 4 into 2, then specification will meet 3, and 4 will not exactly meet because it will possibly exceed specification because of that rounding up, or vice versa. If we put equation number 4 into equation number 3, because equation number 3 corresponds to specification number 4, so we will meet the criteria by specification number 4, but due to this rounding up, we will not meet the criteria as the 3, possibly exceed the specification number 3, that is pass band specification, and it was stop band specification. So it is marginal error, we can accommodate this error. Now for this, in the next step, we will have to find the filter transfer function. We have found the n, we have found the omega c, ohm c, that is cutoff frequency, we have found the order filter. Now we will find the filter transfer function. So as we know that we should have the filter transfer function that has a real value. It should be causal impulse response. It is the most wanted impulse response, that real and causal. So if it is real, then this property must hold true, that H complex conjugate of that filter, that is in Laplace domain, it is written in Laplace domain, and its complex conjugate, it is in frequency domain. And further, if we put this conjugate inside, then this e raised to minus j ohm t becomes e raised to j ohm t, or it becomes equal to H minus j ohm. So it means if it is real value, then H star conjugate is equal to H minus, or you can directly put here that H star S must be equal to H minus S. So from the equation number 1, we can conclude that H j ohm and H minus j ohm, that is in equation number 1, we have written it is in square form. Question number 1, we have written it in the square form. This is the form. H j ohm into H star conjugate j ohm is equal to this value. So putting this H star j ohm equal to H minus j ohm simply, and equation number 1 becomes this equation. So it means H j ohm has no poles on the j ohm axis of the complex plane. It means the transfer function which we will build after doing the calculation must have no poles on the j ohm complex axis. Second quality the filter must have, that filter should be causal. That is, causal means it has st equal to 0 for negative value of, that is no value when t time is negative. It should not respond. Stable, it should have always the stable, that is less than infinite value for all the values. It requires time variant filter with all of its poles in left hand side plane of complex S plane. So for these two conditions to be fulfilled, we have two further conditions, that all the poles should be in the left hand side of the plane of the S plane of this filter, then it will be stable, and no poles on the j omega axis and no poles in the right hand plane side of the poles, because it will make it unstable. Okay, there are three conditions, that all poles must be in the left hand plane, not on the j omega axis or not in the right hand plane. So Hs can be obtained from after doing the just H omega, we can do the Fourier transform in this equation, or just changing the domain, that is H j ohm is the Fourier domain, Now we will use the, after doing the Fourier transform by replacing S with j omega, we have the S domain. Now H is equal to H minus S. This is minus S. H minus S 1 upon 1 plus S j ohm C raised to power 2 raised to power 2n. Now it is the standard equation for transfer function of Butterworth filter having order n, having cutoff frequency ohm C. Now poles of this filter is, it means must be equal to 0. Poles of filter is denominator must be equal to 0. So putting denominator equal to 0 for value of SP, suppose P is for stands for poles. So it becomes, after solving this equation, SP equal to j ohm C minus 1 raised to power 2n. J ohm C is nothing but a constant. Ohm C is a constant value, cutoff value, 3 dB cutoff frequency value. So it is a complex constant. Only variable is minus 1 raised to power 2, minus 1 raised to power 2n. N is order of filter. Okay. And which varies. So there are 2n distinct values of SP, that is poles of this filter, 2n distinct value because of this raised to power 2n. 2n roots of minus 1 is assumed that, suppose we have to solve this equation. So we assume that z is equal to minus 1 raised to power 2n. These are root of this equation, and further this equation, this assumption implies that z magnitude is always 1 and phase varies with respect to n, because it is now phasor quantity. Minus, if n is 0, it value is different, n equal to 1, value different, n equal to value is different. So so this phasor part qualifies that the phase of z is equal to pi by 2n, 2k plus 1, where k varies from 0 to 2n minus 1. Okay, so this is the standard result, standard roots of this equation. Putting the value of root in the equation, that is SP, j ohm C z, we have assumed this is z, and putting the value of z is having the magnitude 1 unity multiplied with omega C same, and angle pi by 2n, 2k plus 1. Now from here we have also written the value pi by 2. This pi by 2 is written for this j, because j, a complex value j, is equivalent to a phasor part pi by 2. You know that e raised to power j, j is equal to angle pi by 2. So from this, for this j, we have added the angle pi by 2 in the phasor part, and this is the final response. The final response is written in the form of, so pk, p stands for poles and k stands for number of poles. So instead of SP, we will write it pk. Ohm C is the magnitude, and phasor part is pi by 2 plus pi by 2n, 2k plus 1, where k varies from 0, 1, 2 to 2n minus 1. This is the k value. Okay. Here this should be 2. Is this fine? It should be 2. It should be 2. Okay, it is fine. Now in complex plane, these poles we have now, we can see that poles from the last equation pk, and poles are k equal to 0 to 1 to n minus 1. We have now n poles. Okay, so these p n poles, p0 to pn minus 1 poles, complex plane poles, are in left hand side of the plane, and further poles, that is images of these poles, pn to pn plus 1 to p2n minus 1 poles, are in right hand side of the plane. Okay, because we have written there 2n minus 1, and further we can check it out that is 2n minus 1. From this 0 to 2n minus 1, only 0 to n minus 1 poles are in the left hand side, and from n minus 1 to 2n minus 1 poles are on the right hand side. So I directly discarded n to 2n minus 1 poles, because these poles cannot be taken because they are in right hand side plane. Okay, because in Butterworth filter only left hand side planes are to be taken, that is poles from 0 to n minus 1. So directly we can put k here, that k varies from 0 to n minus 1, or further you can calculate first 0 to 2n minus 1 and then discard the values of poles from n to n minus 1. Okay, it is the lengthiest step. So I just put the value and instead of n minus 1. Okay, So these are the poles which are to be assumed P0, P1, Pn minus 1. In complex plane, these poles are on the circle of radius ohm c, and they are spaced by n radian apart in circle in angle. Suppose this is the third order Butterworth filter having poles 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 poles. Okay, and you can see that these are the left hand side poles and these are the right hand side poles. Okay, these poles corresponds to P0, P1 and P2. These poles corresponds to for the Pn, that is P3, P4, P5. Okay, these poles are corresponds to Pn, Pn plus 1, Pn plus 2, and these poles are corresponds to P0, P1, P2 and Pn minus 1. So these poles, that is left hand side poles, corresponds to Hs, and right hand side poles corresponds to minus Hs. Okay, this is the known as Butterworth filter. That poles are symmetric with both axes. It is a property of Butterworth circle. These poles are symmetric with both the axes, never falls on the j omega axis, and a pair falls on the real axis. If n is equal to odd, but if n is equal to even, that it will not fall on the real axis, and it always lies on the Butterworth circle having radius ohm c, because its magnitude is always ohm c. So h minus s becomes 1 upon 1 plus s upon j ohm c raised to the power 2n. Now, and by the putting the values of poles, we have the result P0, P1 and P2 n minus 1 upon s minus P0, s minus P2, P1 raised to the power s from s minus P2 n minus 1. Okay, but now again it is written as P2 n minus 1, P2 n minus 1. So it is for complete circle, but we will assume only left hand side planes. So further we can write it as P0, P1 to Pn minus 1, because now it is only left hand side planes are taken. Right hand side plane are discarded, that is planes from Pn to poles from Pn to 2n minus 1 poles are discarded. So limit becomes 0 to n minus 1 naturally, and the poles are also taken from 0 to n minus 1 only from the left hand side planes. So this is the final expression of filter transfer function. Okay, and further we can have a example of n equal to 3 third order Butterworth filter having cutoff frequency 1, k equal to 0 to 1 to 2. Suppose we have directly put the value of n minus 1, that is we have already used the value of 0 to n minus 1. Okay, then you have the 0, 1, 2. If we want to plot the circle, then we can put the value 2n minus 1, that is it becomes 0, 2n minus 1 space 2n, 3 into 2, 6, minus 1, 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 6 values should be plotted on the Butterworth filter, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But obviously we have to take the left hand side plane, 0, 1, 2 value only taken. So I have put directly, and k varies from 0 to n minus 1, not 2n minus 1. Okay. So k equal to 0 to n minus 1, that is 3 poles, 0, 1, 2 in the left hand side plane, and value of pk is equal to omega c pi by 2 plus pi by 2 and 2k plus 1. Putting different value of k, you have the value of p0, p1, p2. We can find out the value of p0, p1, p2. Ohm c is given 1, and further the expression from this equation becomes hs equal to 1 upon s minus p1, s minus p1, s minus p2, p0, p1, p2. And putting the value of P1, P0, P1, P2 here, 1 into 1 into 1, numerator is 1, and S cube, and after putting this value and having this multiplication, we have the result. Okay, it is a simple question. We will do some tough questions in the next part. Okay. But it is the design summary of any Butterworth low pass filter design, that we must have the pass band edge, stop band edge, maximum pass band edge, attenuation, minimum stop band attenuation, and equation number 2, equation number 3, equation number 4, equation number 5. These are the results of designing. These should be specification, and this is the standard diagram of low pass filter having ohm P, pass band, edge, cutoff, stop band edge. Okay, this is the tolerance band, this is pass band, this is stop band, and HS becomes by this formula. And further we can use this because all the poles are having the magnitude ohm c, so you can directly write it ohm c raised to the power n, because calculation will be same, and it is the number of poles. So this is the summary of Butterworth filter. and design equations which we have to remember for designing any Butterworth filter. Okay, now we will do designing of Butterworth filter in the next section, and we will do some numericals and bilinear transformation methods using Butterworth filter to design. And I'll if there is any comment, then you can put in comment section. I'll try to my best to answer. And thank you very much for watching.